being recorded.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me okay. We're going to be switching gears today and talking a little bit about marketing and some of the opportunities that are in front of us right now based upon what's going on. And with any marketing piece that we're going to be talking about, this is an opportunity for you guys to not only talk to new prospects, but also go back and talk to your existing clients, your existing centers of influence. Whenever something comes down the pike, we always want to use that as an opportunity to kind of reach back out and re-engage people that we already have good relationships with, and it's really a tremendous opportunity. So in general terms right now, I think the Secure Act is one of the greatest changes that we've really ever had to the landscape of somebody's estate planning. I think the Secure Act is kind of titled to be something. It's actually called the Setting Up Every Community for Retired Enhancement, which, as far as I could tell, doesn't really have much to do at all with setting up people for enhanced retirements. The one thing, if you guys are not familiar with it, the one thing that the Secure Act is sort of known for right now is pushing back the retirement age from 70 and a half to age 72. That's the mandatory retirement age. But that's sort of inconsequential in my mind to what the Secure Act is really doing, which is coming after our tax dollars. So we have the Secure Act. We have I don't know, maybe a 12 to 14 page PowerPoint on the Secure Act if you guys are doing workshops. But I like to use a little 2 or 3 page insert that we have that we've been kind of using in all the different workshops. So if we do a Social Security workshop, we insert a slide that says, and now a few minutes on the Secure Act. Or if we do a retirement planning workshop or a taxes in the IRS workshop, same deal. Just 2 or 3 slides in the middle of the workshop that says, hey, we're going to just take a few minutes and discuss the Secure Act. So I think the Secure Act is going to be a good topic of conversation for us for at least a year, maybe even longer. But the general idea is that as far as estates are concerned, and inheritance for most of our clients, they have a lot of money tied up in retirement accounts. And the general idea used to be, hey, I'm going to go ahead and pass these retirement accounts on to my kids, and they're going to be able to inherit the IRAs, stretch those IRAs over their lifetime so they don't get too burnt by taxation, and everything should be fine. So the spousal beneficiaries on IRAs haven't changed. You can still leave your spouse as the beneficiary. And it becomes their IRA, and they get all the rights and benefits and privileges of having their own individual IRA. However, the non-spousal IRA, which is usually kids or other people that are not, anybody that's not a spouse, the non-spousal IRA is now forced to cash in the entire proceeds of whatever IRA they get inherited within a period of maximum 10 years. So we have to assume for most people that means they're going to actually end up paying more taxes than they would because they've got to take it out over a short period of time, and also the potential of future taxation to go up is pretty high. So this is a great conversation. It's not a complicated topic. I always tell people there's about 14 or 15 other pieces of the Secure Act. Some of it has to do with 529, pay back student loans with 529. Some of it has to do with tax benefits of adopting kids, and all these other kind of little nuanced things. But the real crux of it is, hey, or the real thing that's going to affect almost everybody is kids or non-spousal beneficiaries of IRAs are going to get crushed on taxes on those IRAs over a period of time, and taxes may be higher. And for most of our clients, that's not what they intended. So what that does for us, I think, is create tremendous opportunity. And you can have this conversation with people at the libraries when you're trying to book a library. You can have this conversation with centers of influence or previous people that you've done workshops for, or people that can hold an association meeting, or people that have people that they manage and they're underneath them that they want to help them with. But I think we can kind of go out and really make a huge, huge impact. So if everything becomes taxable to non-spousal beneficiaries in IRAs and they're forced to cash out these IRAs, might it make sense for us to look at a different distribution strategy? Maybe we should be talking more about tax sheltering and doing more tax-free savings, because the tax-sheltered options that we have and the tax-free savings options that we have namely Roth IRAs, life insurance, things like that, those have not been affected by the Secure Act, and I think those are also things that tend to have a higher likelihood of continuing on the way they are in those tax sheltered types of boxes. So I also believe that most people that, even if they are aware of this, they're not really sure what the solution is. So we're going to have a lot of opportunity to talk about the benefits of life insurance. We're going to have a lot of opportunity to talk about the benefits of charitable trusts and Roth conversions. But the main opportunity is just to let people know, hey, here's a tax act that came into play that's going to have a massive impact on you, and we are already on it, already counseling, educating our all of our clients and all of our contacts about how this is going to affect them. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this transition now that I think most people know about, which is how to transition the discussion from taking money out of something taxable and bringing it into tax-free. I just put the Secure Act on here. You can Google this stuff on your own, the Wikipedia stuff, the Retirement Bombshell. I mean, these are all just, I don't think there's too many ads on this page. I think it's mostly just articles. I don't see the word ad here too much, which is good. The second part of it is, some of you who are doing Google AdWords searching, you can buy the Secure Act thing and direct people towards this stuff. You can also, there's some other things you might be able to do with some of these social media searches. You can get people to workshops pretty easily to do this type of stuff. But what I like to just remind you guys about is the charitable trust discussion. And for those of you guys who have done joint work with me, you know that I try to educate almost every client I can about charitable trusts. Whether it's suitable for them or not, as part of our process, I really like to educate them about it. So I always have people Google the word CRT, or I'll do it for them, right? And you'll see here, sorry, not COT, C.A.R.E, Charitable Remainder Unit Trust. Wondering why they were coming up. So if you Google C.A.R.E, everything that comes up is about charitable remainder unit trusts. A lot of articles and a lot of good definitions and even some good videos. I would recommend you guys strongly watch this video because I watched this video and I learned from it. It's a video done by a professor at Texas Tech University. And he does such a great job selling these trusts on this video. You literally could just send this link of this video to your clients. They'll read about it, and they're going to want to do it. It talks about the flexibility of how great these things are. And the reality is nobody knows how to do these. And if people do know how to do them, they don't know how to do them cheap, right? They only know how to do them where it's super, super expensive. I'm not going to press play on this because it's a 16-minute video, but you guys can go ahead and research this on your own. It's a link you can send your clients. It's total third-party credible source. I think it's a really great piece. But what we like to do is have people research the CRUT on their own, and then what we'd like to do is talk to them about how the charitable trust calculator works at point of sale when they're with you. So once they've done a little bit of research, or once you're introducing them to this idea, you want them to show some online resources, because everybody likes to do stuff on their own, right? So the online resources where they can play around a little bit and figure stuff out on their own. So I always like to use these charitable trust calculators. So if you Google the words CRT calculator, you'll get a bunch of calculators. Again, for those of you guys who know me and have done joint work with me, you'll see the American Heart Association website is the website I like to use. So I just had a case yesterday. I did an example for the client. I'm going to go ahead and just recreate what I did for this particular client. But here's how the calculator works. We did $1 million into a charitable trust, and that $1 million was going to pay this particular client 5% a year, which is the IRS minimum. And this calculator is so great because it says right here, choose a rate from 5 to 10% that your trust will pay your beneficiaries. Please remember, guys, I'm not telling you guys to tell everybody to do charitable trusts. I just think it's a great piece to educate people on. It's one of those things that not many people have heard about. It'll help you differentiate yourself. And if they actually want to do it, we can show them how to do it. Right? It's not complicated for us to do. We do them all the time. So anyway, it shows them how to take the income. Then we have the age here, a 68-year-old, right? And we're going to hit calculate. So very simple, just in a matter of a few seconds, we can show you guys or show our clients how $1,000,000 in a charitable trust will generate $50,000 worth of income in the first year. Right, that's 5%. That's an easy calculation. But then it will also give them a tax deduction of $492,000. So, for most of us, this is a reminder about how these things work. But for your clients, they're going to look at this for the first time, and they're going to think to themselves, what the heck? I've seen clients say that's too good to be true. I've seen clients say this is unbelievable. Remember, they've never seen this before. So you're showing them how to create a deduction out of thin air. Most of them are going to just be floored by it, right? So what we want to do is we want to kind of go through this explanation and show them how this charitable deduction works. One of the ways that I like to illustrate this is it's not a tax refund, right? It's not a dollar-for-dollar tax refund, or it doesn't reduce their income taxes by $492,000. It's a deduction, right? So it lowers their overall taxable income so they can pay less tax. And this deduction can be spread out over multiple years. All right, so let's keep it real simple. It's a charitable deduction. It says so right there. Don't create it as a tax offset. Don't describe it as a refund. Don't describe it as a, this is how much you're going to save in taxes. That's not the case. All right. The way that I like to describe it is, hey, this is the amount of money that you could Roth convert from your IRA and basically eliminate the taxation on the conversion. So you can offset a Roth conversion for $492,820. So let's look and see what that does real quick. So that Roth conversion, if we do this number here, or I think it was like $492,000. When you do a Roth conversion, remember, not only do you save the money on that potential Roth conversion so they don't have to pay any tax on the conversion, but you've also taken a big chunk of somebody's retirement account outside of government control. So the government can't force them to take RMDs. If the government increases the tax rates on them, it's not going to make any difference because this is a non-taxable account. It just gives your clients more control. Whether they want to spend the money or pass it on is up to them, right? But if you have a client who's 68, let's bring this client 788. This is early 90s. Now let's just do it 20 years. So let's say late 80s, right? Because this money can now grow tax-free without required distributions, that 492 that's in a taxable IRA right now, remember they would leave it to their heirs and it would still be inherited as a taxable IRA. They got to cash that thing out, pay taxes. Rather than doing all that over 20 years, you can turn that account into a $1.3 million tax-free Roth. And those tax-free Roth accounts are still liquid and available for your clients to use in retirement. But if they leave it behind, the kids or whoever the beneficiaries are can now cash out those entire Roths and not have to pay any taxes on any of those things. All right, so it's a huge tax-free inheritance. So that is, I think, a game changer for a lot of our clients. And it gets a little bit better. So here's two reasons why it gets better. And again, I'm not going over a comprehensive explanation right now. There's a lot of other nuances and features here. But the other reason why it gets better is because the $1 million that went into this account, it could be from the stock portfolio. And as stocks are kind of going through this massive tumultuous environment right now, a lot of people may be taking this opportunity to cash in some of their gains. And they might normally have to pay capital gains taxes on it, right? Or if they have investment in real estate and they want to not be landlords anymore, they're hesitant to sell their houses because they don't want to pay capital gains. These types of assets, when they get transferred into the charitable trust doesn't pay any capital gains. So you can sell those assets within the trust, and the clients in the trust will not pay any capital gains on those assets. So there's a huge front-end benefit, and even if they, I've run into people who have sold businesses and they've had massive taxable events. So we've been able to, as long as we're in the same year, right, we can establish a trust and offset some of the taxes on those types of taxable events. If they've got stock grants or stock options or other types of stock events through their company that is helping them or causing them to realize capital gains, anything that we want to do capital gains related wise, we can help offset in these trusts. Some of our clients are already giving money to charity. So here's a cool little feature of these charitable trusts. You can plop a bunch of money in one of these charitable trusts. You get a big tax deduction for that, right? You can take the income and you can donate that income to charity as well. So if it's to your church or some other nonprofit organization, when you donate the income, you're actually getting a second tax deduction on the same dollar. So you're getting a double tax deduction on the same dollar, and that's pretty neat. So there aren't too many strategies that can help you do this. My main explanation of this is because most of our clients are trying to get money out of their retirement accounts without having to pay taxes, right? They don't know how to get money out of retirement accounts without getting clobbered on taxation. So this is one of the ways that we can also help them take distributions or withdrawals from retirement accounts and potentially offset the tax, right? So the charitable trust that we do, there's no maximums and there's no minimums. All right, very important, and people can add money whenever they want. So again, most people don't know how to do this. It'd be a very difficult thing, but we make it very, very simple. We have a process where we walk our clients, hold their hand, walk them through the process, and make it very accessible. So that's the overall explanation. I think the C.A.R.E Act is a tremendous opportunity. I think that the charitable trust is always a great education piece. You can even educate people about charitable trusts at workshops. You know, as long as we're not selling anything, we're just talking about how they work, it can definitely be a piece of education that you can add to any other talk you want to do. So our process, we have we have a proposal program. I already pulled it out here. Nope, I didn't. We have a proposal program that makes it very simple for you guys to engage your clients. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it up right now. So we call our charitable trust program the C.A.R.E program. And C.A.R.E stands for, and this is, you guys can download this from the website, right? From the advisor website. And this paperwork is all on there. But we call our C.A.R.E program a charitable asset repositioning estate plan. I know this is a little bit of a tough acronym to swallow, but the idea is we call it C.A.R.E. And the C.A.R.E program has a nice little overview here. It's a 6-page handout that you can give your clients. It's already been compliance reviewed, so for most people it should be no problem. And what you're really doing is you're introducing them to the idea of how these charitable trusts work, just like we just described, but something they can read and look at. And there's disclosures on here, right? Disclosures on here that says we're not tax advisors and all this other kind of stuff. But here's the greatest part. I think it's really easy, and you can do this on PDF and you can email them. Again, if you're working with me with joint cases, we do this all the time, right? Here's the program proposal flow chart. We put $1 million into this charitable trust. It's going to give them, based upon our calculations, $50,000 of income and a $492,000, $820 tax deduction. Okay? So they look at this and they can research it and do all they want, but almost every time when we send one of these proposals out, clients are going to read it and they're going to really like it. And then we have a charitable trust consulting agreement. So this is the agreement for the attorney. It's a flat fee of $1,800. If they want to do this trust or even get it started, they will send over a check for $1,800 made out to the attorney, and then we will get that process started for them. And the attorney will start drafting it based upon what they tell us. So this tool is designed to help you guys close cases. This is the closing tool. Once they fill this stuff up and send out the check for the trust, they're not asking, oh, well, where's the money invested and what are the fees and how is it managed? They're not asking any of those things, right? So you can invest the trust in anything you want. That's the whole idea. We want you guys to be able to manage that trust in any way that you want to manage it, okay? But once they write the check for the trust, that's the close, right? The client's invested, they sent the money and they're going to do it. And then we have them fill out this client profile so they can pick the charities, and they can pick multiple charities, and they can pretty much do whatever they want. And then you're going to figure out the net worth and where the money is coming from. You're going to get a copy of the client's tax returns, and you're going to give it to us. And we're going to scour it for suitability, make sure it looks good, and then we're going to help you guys implement this plan for your clients. All right? So, I mean, I don't know how many C.A.R.E proposals we've sent out, but once you send them out, it's done. The close is done. It's not like you're doing a proposal, even though it says it. The clients are usually ready to go. And so, you know, once in a while they might have to think about it, but as soon as they pick their charity, I always tell people, once they've chosen their charity, we've closed 100% of the cases. And that's sort of like the mental switch in their head is, okay, I like this, okay, I want to do this to charity, okay, I'm ready to go, and then we kind of do the rest for you guys. So it's really designed to be an education piece, but it's also designed to help you guys close the cases without having to get into a whole big, complicated multiple meeting session with all different types of advisors and accountants and fiduciaries and trustees and all this kind of stuff. This is really designed to help you guys streamline that whole process. So the discussion can be about the Secure Act, it can be about charitable trusts, but it really should be focusing on taxes. And whether it's tax time or not, the opportunity is here, and I think the Secure Act really paved the way for us to have great conversations with people. And in fact, I don't think the Secure Act could be any more in our favor. I think it's a perfect opportunity for us. The stock market, like I said, is massively fluctuating. Now people can't leave all their money to their kids in these massive IRAs and have their kids stretch them. I think they're going to be looking for alternatives, and I think we're in a perfect position to help them do that. So hopefully this was helpful. The marketing of it can be many different ways, but gosh, there's a lot of people that need to hear about this stuff that don't even know that these charitable trusts exist. A lot of people don't even know the Secure Act even happened. So this is probably one of the easiest types of entrees that we have to talk to more people and educate more people about what we do. All right, so hopefully you get a chance to replay this and do the training and pull down the information from the websites and get resources, but I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording right now and see if you guys have any questions.